Never stop reading Bible. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into an incredible story about what it takes to forge a nation, a journey that goes from basic survival all the way to sacred purpose. You know, when you think about it, what really makes a nation? Is it just about winning wars or writing laws? Or is it something deeper? Well, the story we're looking at today has all three, and it traces this amazing, rapid journey of a people from desperate survivors to a structured society that's right on the brink of its destiny. All right, let's dive right into the first part of this story. It all starts in the wilderness, and it kicks off with the most fundamental human need there is: water. So, picture this. You're in a place called Rephidim. It's basically a desert. There is no water. The people are thirsty, they're desperate, and their faith is really starting to crack. They're asking, is God even with us? But right when they hit that breaking point, something miraculous happens. Water comes pouring out of a rock, meeting that immediate life-or-death need. But just when you think they can catch their breath, there's no time to rest. An entirely new crisis appears on the horizon. The Amalekites attack, and suddenly, the Israelites are facing their very first battle as a free people. Their new freedom is immediately put to the test. And what happens next is fascinating. There's this incredibly direct link between what's happening on the spiritual level and the physical outcome on the battlefield. As long as Moses' hands are raised in prayer, Israel is winning. The moment they drop, the tide turns. So his friends, Aaron and Hur, literally hold his arms up, and that's what secures the victory. It's a powerful image of communal support and faith. And to mark this huge moment, Moses builds an altar, and he gives it a name, Jehovah Nissi. It means, the Lord is my banner. Now, this is more than just a celebration. This is forging an identity. It's like they're planting a flag and declaring that their real strength, their victory, comes from a divine source. Okay, so the people are learning how to survive these immediate threats, but that's really just step one. I mean, winning a battle is one thing, but how do you actually organize a whole society? That's a completely different challenge. Right at this moment, Moses' father-in-law, Jethro, shows up, and he takes one look around and sees a huge problem. Moses is spending all day, every single day, trying to personally judge every little dispute. Jethro's reaction is blunt. This isn't working. It's just too much for one person to handle. Jethro's solution is just brilliant, practical advice. He basically invents a system of delegation. He says, appoint trustworthy leaders to handle the small stuff so you can focus on the big, important cases. This simple change creates a functional, efficient justice system, which, is a cornerstone of any real society. So they've learned to survive and they've started to get organized. And that brings them to the most important place in their entire journey, Mount Sinai. This is where everything is about to change. And get this, it's only been 3 months since they left Egypt. Just think about that transformation. In just a few months, they've gone from being slaves to being survivors of famine, thirst, and war. They're no longer just a crowd of refugees. They're ready for something more. So Moses goes up the mountain, but this time it's different. This isn't just another command or another miracle. It's an invitation. It's a proposal for a formal partnership, a covenant, a deal that would give their entire community a purpose far beyond just surviving day to day. And here it is, the heart of the deal. God doesn't just promise them land or wealth. He offers them a unique identity and a mission. To be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation meant their job was to be a model for the rest of the world, to show everyone a different way of living. But to accept an offer this big, you can't just stumble into it. The people had to prepare. And these instructions, to consecrate themselves, to wash their clothes, to wait, weren't just random rules. They were about marking the seriousness of the moment, getting ready, body and soul, for the massive commitment they were about to make. Okay, so let's pull back and look at the whole picture here. When you put all these pieces together, what you see is a clear 3-step transformation. They go from being a crowd to becoming a nation with a real destiny. It really breaks down like this. First, survival. They were given what they needed to physically stay alive. Then structure. They learned how to govern themselves and create order. And finally, covenant. They were given a sacred identity, a reason for being that set them apart from everyone else. Survival, structure, and then sanctity. And this whole journey, from that rock in the desert to the foot of Mount Sinai, leaves us with a really powerful question that any group could ask. What is it that truly holds a community together? Is it just the laws you write down and the systems you build? Or is it something more? A shared sense of a sacred, holy purpose. A rapid journey from survival to structure to sanctity. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. This was produced by the Center Studio.